Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to Dawn My Spiritual Guidance. It's your girl Dawn, and we got a message for you. Thank you all for your love and support here. It is truly appreciated. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. This is a collective reading, okay? This could be past, present, or future information for you. I don't choose the cards that come out or the storyline. The Holy Spirit and my spiritual team does, all right? These are timeless readings here. So whenever you come across this is when the Holy Spirit feels like you are in a season to be receptive of a message, okay? Or to be a messenger to someone in his name, okay? Regardless if you're coming across this years from now, days, weeks, months. Ooh. All right, so Holy Spirit, what do we have for our collective? Divine flow. So something's in flow, or you need to get in flow, okay? Gratitude. Fill me with gratitude for all you give. May I be a vehicle for you wherever I go. Okay, so companionship here. So, and companionship doesn't just have to be like in a romantic sense, guys. Companionship can also be friendship, you know, also a family member that you're really close with, okay? Platonic as well, right? Platonic and romantic. Well, in this case, someone is being, you want to be cherished more. You want people to feel grateful for you, okay? Or this is what someone you're dealing with feels like, right? Some of you guys could have been dealing with someone, whether in your family, your friend group, or organization you're a part of, your job, school, okay, or in a romantic connection, whatever the case may be. Somebody didn't feel valued and appreciated, okay? Whether this is you or whoever you are dealing with here. Now, there could have been a situation where, you know, it doesn't have to be necessarily be a person. For some people, in some cases, you know, it was a particular opportunity. You know, somebody had the opportunity to do something and, you know, they weren't grateful for it, or they didn't take the advantage like they could have because they didn't see the value in it at the time. Okay, so we have invite help. Invite the divine to pursue you. Seriously, just say, I'm finally ready. God, pursue me. Okay, so it's I'm kind of getting like the reason why this energy didn't value you. It's like a yes or no. They saw your value. It's like they saw what they could. And whoever this energy is, they have not had their come to Jesus moment. Okay? Like they have not invited God into their life, if that makes sense. Or you haven't. Flip the energies as you see fit. It's like somebody has not detached from their old ways, their old habits, mindsets, patterns, people. You know, it's like when you want to level up and you're praying to God for certain things. It's like, you know, God will say yay to a lot more than he would say nay to, depending upon what you're asking for or praying for. But it's like God may have certain conditions, right? And now when it comes to love, because love is unconditional, well, God may say, okay, you want to have a successful business. God said, okay, that's perfectly fine, right? God agrees with what your business plans are. God agrees with, you know, the mission and the intention of your business. God is rocking with it, right? Well, God is saying, okay, but everybody can't go with you because you may not know this, but they're a snake, da 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 da. Now, this person may transform if they decide to later on in life. That's later on in life. And if that's the case, then I'll have them rejoin you. But you don't ever stoop down to them. So it's like somebody could be praying to God, asking for a blessing, and God is like, okay, well, that's fine. I don't mind giving you this. However, this is what you got to do for it, essentially. Now, in other cases, yes, God will give grace. God will give you things that you didn't even earn. But in some cases, depending upon what your path, purpose, and prophecy is, and what you may need to heal before God blesses you with that thing or things or person or a combination of whatever, there's going to be a process that he may take you through so you can be prepared for what you're asking for. And it can be easier said than done. So we have divine source. Help me know that all my deepest needs will be met. Let me trust that you will have a plan and the right actions will come. You are my source. You are my source for all. Okay. So this is like someone that may have difficulties believing in God. Okay. And also having self-love within themselves. Okay. So like, so it's like a, I don't want to say a soulless vessel, a potential. Because it's like this energy does what it does. I don't know if they're afraid or whatever the case may be. Well, I mean, you do have some people that they do like to work for the devil. So, I mean, they don't want to be saved in that instance. But God is talking to the people that has a chance. Okay. Now, I mean, this could be in the past now. Because past, present, future for some of you, in some cases, God gave you a chance. Or whoever you're dealing with, okay? Put yourself on the side of the story as you see fit. God gave a chance. Invite me into your life. Okay, it's time to change. Okay, it's time to get into your path now. Okay, I put somebody in your life. Okay, no, I gave you this opportunity. Okay. And this person or people, they weren't grateful for it or you weren't. They didn't treat it as a gift. They didn't see it as valuable. Or if they did see it as valuable, they got jealous of it or you and mistreated it, mishandled it, right? All because of how they felt about themselves. So you could have been dealing with people that were projecting their bullshit on you, unless you were projecting your bullshit onto them. Flip the energies as you see fit. And if you guys want to book a personal reading, you can feel free to do so via the website link that's linked in the description box. DonJuanSpiritualGuidance.com. Okay. So that was the Nine of Pentacles that fell on the floor. So you were this person's wish fulfillment. So whether they realized it or not, or whether you realized it or not. Okay. So like, for example, if a CEO was praying for God to save their business, God could have gave them this, the gift, right? In the form of a person, because the person possessed the necessary skills to get them out that rut. Right. And the person possessed those skills because God is the one that gave the person those skills. Right. You can't take the skill set from the person when God has already ordained you with the shit. Right. OK, well, this is like a CEO. Maybe this person didn't come in Gucci, Prada, Louis Vuitton. Right. Maybe this person came, they look nice, but maybe they weren't dripped out in popular name brands, right? Because if a person makes some sort of clothes, they're a name brand, they may not be as popular, right? And even for myself, sometimes, you have to remember, I'm hearing everybody has a start, right? Gucci, Prada, Louis Vuitton, all these designer brands, they all had a start. They didn't just become popular when the first time that they posted a shoe, a purse, a clothing item, right? They had to grow. They had to hustle. They had to, advertise more than they do now, right? But everybody had a start. That's why for me personally, like, Anybody, any new artist, any, that's coming out with something and it looks cute. This is why I don't shop just for name brands. I'll shop, even if you just now coming out. Why? Because everybody had a start. Everybody had a beginning. Everybody. Just because you don't have the billions of subscribers or followers now, that doesn't mean your shit not popping. Why your shit gotta be popping? Why you gotta have billions of followers just for your shit to be popping? Right? You either like the shit or you don't. Why does a whole brand have to have this much just for you to fuck with it? If it's good quality and you think it's cute, you like it, you fuck with it, you should get it. Okay, or whatever the case may be. If it works for you, yada yada yada, right? So, this was this person's or your biggest mistake. Okay, so going back to that example at the job. Now remember, this is just an example. Apply the concept to your life. So for some of you guys, this was love. You were somebody's divine counterpart, and somebody couldn't see that because of their artificial version of what they thought love was, or what they thought beauty should look like, or what they thought, a person that they feel like is marriage material should be, right? But again, this was from an unhealed state. This was from a mindset that God wasn't involved in. Okay, so this was a mindset that came from a person or people who didn't evolve yet. And of course, we're constantly evolving, but at the same time, like having the qualities and being able to use your discernment and make those choices that won't put you, it's like making different choices that you necessarily wouldn't make when you mature at certain parts, right? And yes, we all grew up in different households, but that's why healing is so important. Because that's why I tell people all the time, common sense is not common. Everybody didn't grow up in the same household, and unfortunately, there's been a lot of fuck shit people have to grow up with, where they think that's normal when it's not, or they don't think it's abuse when it really is. But they grew up with it being their norm. So no, common sense is not so common. Okay, unfortunately, due to fuck shit like that. Okay, and so that this person could have came from a background where they grew up with certain things that was normalized for them, and I don't even like using that word, right? Because everybody has their own normal. But at the same time, just because you grew up in chaos and conflict, don't mean that somebody else wants to, right? And just because you grew up in chaos and conflict doesn't mean that you should have grown up in chaos and conflict. This is why healing is so important. Somebody didn't heal. Somebody's connection came through. Somebody's answered prayers came through, and they fucked it up, dismissed it, mistreated it, metaphorically spat on it, threw it in the trash, whatever the case may have been, right? Didn't compensate it correctly, didn't pay you correctly, right? Or, didn't praise you correctly, didn't give you your accolades, right? Whatever the case may have been, this could have been a family member that did this to you, a job, an organization, or a position you applied for. Whatever the case may be, somebody was discriminated against, misjudged, mistreated by somebody who was extremely unhealed. And it's not about being perfect or holier than thou, but had somebody had God in their life, they would have been able to see, and I'm hearing also too, self-love. Because somebody, you just, it's certain things, when you have self-love, there's certain things you just don't allow. Okay? And I had to gain more self-love, for myself as well, so that I can make better decisions when it comes to certain things. Eight of Wands reverse. So some of you guys, you could be separated, right? Or some of you guys, you're being guided to separate from a specific person, from a specific job. Now, hey, don't go and quit your job unless that's something you consciously, knowingly want to do. All right? Make sure you have something lined up before you quit, whatever the case may be, unless you just want to do that. Remember, you make your own decisions. Okay? Now, for some of you guys, you're not talking to whoever this is. There's no movement forward. All right? Somebody's feeling like blah because of this. Yeah. And somebody could feel like, there still hasn't been real justice in this situation. Some of you guys could still be waiting on things to balance out. Some of you guys could still be waiting to get some sort of truth, clarity, and or closure. For those of you guys that haven't, okay? Yeah, it's like somebody's being real quiet, right? So like going back to that job scenario, okay? You're the answer to somebody's prayers here at this job, right? To the CEO. The CEO been praying to God, God, please save my business. God, please save my business. So God brings you, okay, I got the best one for the job. I'm finna give you right here. Because I bestowed this baby with this gift, that gift. And instead of the CEO valuing this gift, treating this gift, right, to whatever they can, paying this gift how they should be, right? It's like they overwork the gift. They underpay the gift. They breadcrumb the gift. They mistreat the gift. Okay? To the point where the gift is like, well, fuck this shit. I'm out of here. Okay? And now somebody want to cry tears. Somebody want to go to God. God, I've been praying for you to send me such and such. I've been praying for you to send me da-da-da. I've been praying for you to da. And God has said the gift already came. Your prayer was already answered. The angel was already here. You missed your beat. So instead of asking me why I didn't answer your prayer, how about you go sit over there and ask yourself why you missed it? Now let this come out. Yeah, see how this card didn't want to come out? The devil in reverse. Somebody they untied to you now. They were trying to bind themselves to you. No, they unbinded now. Somebody got to sit in their own shit now that they done made for themselves. A whole pile of it too. Okay? Yeah, see this card didn't want to come out. Somebody's embarrassed. They're embarrassed by their actions. They're embarrassed. They feel like shit because they wasn't shit. So now they got to sit in their shit that they shitted for themselves. Yep, Aquarius, Capricorn energy here. Yeah. So it's like somebody could have tried to stop your shine. They was trying to, like, again, it's like they could have known like you had the skill set, but again, instead of, it's like going back to the example of the CEO, right? Instead of the CEO taking care of the gift and cherishing the gifts that God bestowed, it's like the CEO got jealous of the gifts. Like how you jealous of the gift that God, you sat here and prayed to God for. Didn't you ask God to give you something to help get your sales up? Didn't you ask God to send you something or someone to help you? Well, because they don't have the title of this or that, you want to sit here and mistreat the gift, but this is exactly what you done prayed for? Or because the gift didn't come wrapped in Gucci or Prada or Dior, you have something to say? But this is what you asked for. And this is what can do the job. And not just do the job, do it well and better than anybody else can. I didn't give you my best. So because it don't look the part, you don't want it? Okay, fine. I'll give them something else. In fact, better. So for some of you guys, it was nothing wrong with you. Not that you perfect, because nobody's perfect. We all flawed, okay? You were dealing with somebody where they were extremely unhealed, honey. And of course, we're constantly healing and evolving. We will never be at this fully healed capacity, okay? We're constantly healing. It's like they had so much to heal. Their unhealed wounds were serving as blockages to see you, right? But at the same time, rejection is God's protection. It was a reason why this person wasn't supposed to, quote unquote, see you, although they were eventually supposed to, right? So you had to close out a cycle, or you're being guided to here with the World card. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody tried to possibly send you some death energy, tried to attack your finances, right? This was a huge betrayal for a lot of you guys. This was in the past. Okay, maybe you guys talked, for a lot of you guys, you talked about having a family, right? Or this could have been a business partner. You guys talked about establishing generational wealth with you for your families, okay? Or this could be like a family-oriented organization, right? And these people from this organization, they look like, and they put on a good united front for people, but they really some fucking demons behind the scenes, okay? That you have to walk away from, or you're being guided to, okay? Because, you know, yeah, it's like being cold, cruel, spiteful, vengeful. I heard old hag energy. So whoever this energy is, one of the demonic energies is like an old hag energy. Okay, very, very jealous. Very jealous. Okay. Extremely jealous. So just be mindful, because remember, we war not against the flesh but spirit, right? But even that gets annoying when you want the shit to just blah. Nope. Fear of failure. So guys, be mindful of fear of failure, okay? And I have to be mindful of that too, because, when circumstances get really shitty, it can cloud you. It can cloud you, right? Attempting to avoid failure is making you miss out on opportunities, okay? Embrace failure. You will undoubtedly experience failure on the path to success, but don't let it dissuade you from making things happen that might not have otherwise if you were still frozen in fear. Okay, so it's like, take that chance with whatever that is in the matters of the heart, because this was in reverse. But I don't take these cards in reverse, but I was just for that guided to. Okay. So like for some of you guys that was dealing with a situation that was like this, and again, that was just a work scenario. Apply the context to your life, your love life, your family life, organization, work life, whatever the case may be. This situation, for those of you guys that's on the other side of the story here, this could have traumatized you in a way where it's like, man, you're tired of being overworked and underpaid. You're tired of people not seeing you. You're tired of people not valuing and appreciating you. You're tired of people misjudging you just because you don't look a certain way, or you don't dress a certain way, or you don't talk a certain way, or you don't do things in a certain way, but you still get the job done. Whatever the case may be, you just tired. And I understand. God understands, because this is why the message is coming out here. Okay, going it alone. So remember, call in the Holy Spirit, listen, the archangels will come without a shadow of a doubt, 24/7. Okay, any of the angels actually, and I'm finding out as I'm going to the journey, it's a whole lot of them. It's a whole lot of them. It's a whole lot of them. Different, like, how we have different animals or different species of them. It's different species of angels. Anyways, but yes, call and they will be there. One of them, okay? Like if the other one, just can't seem to make it. Like, hey, can you go check on such and such if they feel like it? Okay. Or, just call on God is omnipresent. So just, somebody gonna always be there. You are never alone. So, but just call on your spiritual help. And they be telling me that too. Okay. Because physically you might feel like you're alone sometimes, which yes, could be true. But spiritually you're never alone. And that part is true. Bad decisions. Ignored your intuition and now suffering the effects of bad decisions. Make better decisions. So, whoever's on the opposite side of the story, they're suffering the consequences of the decisions that they decided to make here, or you are, depending upon what side of the story you're on. Okay, if things are not going well, it's best not to make important decisions during this time, and wait until you are in a good frame of mind and have gathered enough information to make an informed decision. Yes, okay, so for others of you, try not to make decisions when you are upset, all right? Because that's when we tend to make a decision that we may regret later, or we may do something that we might regret later, because, we're making a decision based off of impulse and not off of a sound mind. Now, of course, if you have an emergency to tend to, handle your business, but this is if you can give yourself like an hour or two or a day or two to calm down, then make a decision when you're in better spirits, if you can. Okay, so a lot of you guys, you're just going through a beginner syndrome, and yes, it can be easier said than done. God says keep the faith, keep the faith, all right, which I know can be easier said than done, especially when you're tired of being in a shitty situation. All right, dreading the beginner phase stops you from getting to a higher level. It's okay to be a newbie. Remember that every beginner grows into an expert with enough practice and persistence. The only way to grow is to let yourself make mistakes. So remember at the beginning of this reading, we were talking about like how everybody has a start, like everybody, like even J.K. Rowling, Oprah Winfrey. Okay, and I understand everybody may not like Oprah, everybody may not like the names that I'm calling out. That's still beside the point. Everybody had a start, even before people became corrupt. Because you have some people, they changed once they got a certain amount of money and stuff like that. So that's another thing too. That I'm noticing, God is preparing people and laying a certain foundation where, okay, don't forget where you came from when this money start coming in. Don't forget where you came from when this luxury or whatever the case may be, for those that haven't been born into it or know whatever the case may be. Basically, don't switch up. Right? Because that's a thing too. Some people, and that's what could have happened here too. The CEO, they wasn't just successful right off the bat, right? They had to advertise. They had to, unless you were born into money, right? Like the Kardashians, for example, right? Unless you are born into something like that, you don't have to work as hard. You don't really have to do anything. You are, that's one thing. Right? You have the revenue, you have the resources, you have the get up. Okay? Even if you starting a business with absolutely no money, right? You still got to put time, effort, and energy. Okay? And focus and discipline and consistency. Right? And be motivated if you get only one click or none at all, and keep going. And sometimes that could be like for a month for some people. Sometimes that could be for a year or 2 or 3. Right? I remember from Amazon, somewhere in the story said it took him like 5 years for his shit to like take off and scale as big as it is. I mean, it's further now. It's still like, but can you believe if somebody quit before they hit that mark though? And look how big Amazon is to this day. Right? But what if he quit during that beginner phase? Right? What if the CEO of Amazon allowed this to get in the way? Fear of success. Right? What if he allowed the first, second, third, fourth year to get the CEO of Amazon down? There would be no Amazon. Right? Just as an example. We're not talking about the content of his character. We're not talking about, right? We're just talking about what it takes to be a CEO, an entrepreneur, period. Okay? And not even just in an entrepreneur sense. Whatever you're doing in your life that you're pursuing, if you're applying for that job, that's fine. Make sure, don't hesitate to apply for that salary or whatever the case may be. But also at the same time, God is really encouraging people to establish passive income, multiple sources of income. If you still want to work 9 to 5 or part-time, that's fine. But it's like, kind of like do both if you can. So you don't have to just depend on one source of income, and then when your ancestors reincarnate, they're not reincarnating into poverty. Like they can reincarnate into some wealth, right? So that was for some of you guys too. Start establishing that that wealth, that generational wealth for your family. Okay. And you know what? That's what some of you guys could have been working on. And somebody could have been sabotaging it. And they knew that. And see. And that's a fool. Because don't you know they see everything behind the veil? And you're not trying to just sabotage that person's. You trying to sabotage that blood, the entire bloodline. So you know, you gotta know. Because they behind the scene like, oh no, that's our vessel. We need them to do the footwork for us to go ahead on the You fucking shit up over here by you doing your little whatever you trying to do because you letting your trauma, your jealousy, and your enviness get in the way of our baby pockets or whatever the case may be. Or you stressing our baby out or whatever the case may be, and we need them to do the X, Y, and Z, and you over here trying to cause this. No, we finna beat your ass. Okay? And you wonder why you feel, listen, no. Okay? So somebody's wondering why they getting a whole bunch of, because somebody got somebody fucked up. Okay? So now you got to answer the karma. Now you got to answer to God, the Father, creator of heaven and earth. Now you got to answer to your bloodline that you done fucked up. And the other ancestors of the bloodlines that you fucked up. Or was trying to, rather. You ain't fuck them up. You fucked yours up, though. Whatever side of the story you're on. Come to the edge in reverse. To be honest, y'all, I don't know where my little book is to read you this. But come to the edge in reverse. This is somebody that it's like they didn't want to take a leap of faith. And that's what God is. Love and faith. Okay? They didn't have an intention. They didn't have a sense of peace within themselves, right? And no, that doesn't condone what happened. Yeah, it's like all these unhealed wounds. So basically, this was a war within themselves that they tried to put on you. Okay, work-wise, love-wise, combination-wise, whether this was you or whoever you were dealing with energies as you see fit. But God built you up for this. You striped up for this. You earned more stripes because you dealt with this. So, one more card. So, until somebody do right by you, whoever's on whatever side of the story, until somebody do right by you, they make things right. They put things back, whatever the case may be. They will be broke. They will be in poverty. They will be unable to find a home. They will be unable to have their dreams accomplished until they do right by God and do right by you and the bloodline and the bloodlines, plural, that they knowingly fucked over. Rather by not giving them what they needed to, if this was like a job situation, or if this was a spiritual situation, if somebody sent you black magic, if this was a love situation, if somebody did any again, love potions, whatever the case may be, cheated, lied, stole, they will never, somebody's not gonna have any movement forward until things are rectified in the eyes of the Lord. Okay, guys? So, thank you all for your love and support here. It is truly, truly appreciated. And always remember that you make your own decisions. Peace out, deuces.